Yeah, I think out of all the webcams, this is the best one, or the effects on it at least. Um, I'm not gonna look up here because I'm in an internet cafe again, but basically all is well. Um, all is well. I mean, it's life, and we are going through a world economic recession. I mean, lots of people are actually suffering essentially, um, and I am not exempt from that. Um, I'm kind of trying to juggle things so that I can continue doing my life the way I've done it the last few years. But there's all sorts of obstacles in front of me at the moment, and I haven't never really over the last 10 years really had major issues, major problems. And Jesus, yeah, now I do definitely. Uh, so I had no electricity for 2 months, for instance, um, and that was part of the reason why I had no internet at home. Um, so I'm glad that I don't have internet in the home now at the moment, because it's much easier just to wake up, put on the computer, put on the internet, and waste your life on the internet for the rest of your life. So I want to make this very clear that I'm still around, available for being a true support to people who do need it, and also to get back onto the topic of gender and basically sex education, essentially, um, which most people are failing in. I mean, if we were to do if we the intersexed were to do questionnaires and surveys on people and ask them questions, I'd say most people would fail with their answers of how many sexes are there in the world. They wouldn't have a clue. So I think I did my 3-year experiment. Oh my God, did I get back on my T as quickly as possible? Once the shit hit the fan, really, I realised, well, that's exactly what I expected after a year of not taking tea. Um, it took 2.5 years before the shit hit the fan. So when the shit hit the fan, I realised, okay, I'll monitor myself for the next few months, but then I'll get back on the tea, and so that's what I've done. A few times during the 3 years, I did feel like taking the tea again, um, and I did take it, I think, twice. One time, um, I started to take it for 1 month, and then I didn't take it the next month. It's a touch and go thing, really. Like, it does help. It really does help. Psychologically, it helps. Um, More than physically. Physically, I get spots, I get acne on my back, and stuff like that. Um, but psychologically, it really does help big time. You're not so imbalanced in the brain. You're not so moody, narky, tired. Um, you know, people complain. A lot of XXYs complain about them becoming aggressive when they take tea. And I'm convinced, it's my theory, that most XXYs actually get prescribed too much tea, um, and because the doctor would see them as being male, therefore they must totally fit into the total male category. They must look like it, so they must build muscles for a start. And the testosterone does also help with genital size. But so that's why I think the doctors give so much tea to most XXYs, and I really think that my experiment was a huge success. The fact that I'm still living and breathing, yeah. Oh, I made some enemies. I did. Oh yes, I did on the internet. And technically in real life too, there's a couple of people I rubbed the wrong way. Um, you know, Not that they're people that I want in my life, to be honest. Um, you know, but still, generally, I like to walk around any place I live in like I'm the politician. You know, like that's I like to know everybody. I like to know who people are, and I like to know what's going on with people, so that so that if there's injustice, that I can actually try and do something about it. That's the way I am. Um, so that's when I say I rub people the wrong way, in real life here. Um, you know, um, it was half and half. Takes two to tango. It was me. Yeah, it was my behaviour. Yes, I take full responsibility for that. I accept that my behaviour was a bit out of order at times, definitely, due to my insensitivity. Yes, towards others, definitely. Also due to my narkiness, my sensitivities, paranoia, and um, uh, just my self-esteem, even, protecting my self-esteem by getting defensive, you know um, and because I was very on edge, um, for definitely the last year. It doesn't help when anybody's got um, haters that make it their business, make it their job to hate, and so the haters that I do have on the internet, there are very few people in comparison to the people that I know in the world. So I mean, now with the testosterone back in me, I'm really like quite alright with taking the digs, taking the crap, But off testosterone, no, much more difficult to take. Um, it's as you see, I've got sunglasses on me here. It's actually a really hot day today. It was actually hotter yesterday. I was on the street yesterday making music, and I got more tan on my arms, so that's nice. I am smiling a lot more, guys. It's just I do realize actually now the whole thing of being in an internet cafe. It's kind of difficult, isn't it, to speak in an internet cafe, um, you know, and most normal people don't do YouTube videos. Why would they bother? There's too much crap that you get from exposing yourself on the internet, and all of the kind of virus type things, or there's the people that can come in and get your personal information and stuff and hack your computer and all that sort of thing. They're around. Of course, they're around. They'll probably always be around. If there's no computers, these people would be the sort of people that be on the street. Like coming up to you and screaming in your face, telling you what you should look like. And so those sorts of people will always exist, in my opinion. It's just we need to find ways in which to basically ignore that, and not take it so personally. Um, and just accept that those sorts of behaviors exist, and they exist in everybody, if you ask me. Maybe not everyone, but most people. So I think it's really important that we realize that, on the internet anyway, that I'm here to truly be of service to others, and that, if I can't help you, then please don't try and not help me by giving me crap. Yeah, I'm just asking, and with hope that some of you will just give up your jobs. Because there's a lot of people suffering out there with emotional issues, and most XXYs suffer with anger management issues, um, and also most XXYs, in my opinion, are not forthcoming in declaring that they have anger management issues. Either they don't know, or they just simply don't want to put it out there as a part of their characteristics, because yeah, it's not exactly a pleasant thing to have to mention to people if you're totally honest with them, to say to them that they've got an anger management issue, you know. Um, and I think, again, as I say, my small amount of testosterone that I take, obviously, because you see me mixing with the microphone. Mwah, mwah. God, you don't know how many people have been on this microphone. Okay. um, yeah, so I think that most people who get prescribed testosterone as XXYs get too much. And I think it's fairly clear to see that in the XXYs that put themselves forward, either on YouTube or on XXY forum sites. Um, there's privacy issues to think about when I'm talking about XXY forum groups, because on Facebook anyway, none of the stuff that's written there is allowed to be used in video, unless you write it yourself. And I think that's a great idea, because privacy is important. And the unfortunate thing is that most forum groups are actually open and available for the general wider public, um, and it just gets dodgy. You know, if people don't have few borders or and respect, you know, respect each other. You know, I mean, somebody bothers themselves to write something on a blog, and then somebody bothers to take that out of a blog and put it in a video, you know, with the name attached and everything. That's not okay, you know. Um, Another thing is that you know, this is all intersex related, so nobody else tune into this if you're not intersex or if you're not trans as well, because you all fit into the intersex category, in my opinion, anyway. So you should be listening. Um, but it's your choice whether you're listening or not. But I think Komodo Dragoon, you have gotten a lot of stick over the years, haven't you? And I've supported you as much as I could the last few years to have your voice really truly heard. And so it's good that you did do YouTube videos. But you are now the subject of the hate at the moment, because it's gone off me to you now, because he's only looking for a reaction. Okay, so do your best not to react with him. Okay, I know it's a really really difficult thing to do, I know, but try and not react with him, and keep trying, and eventually you will get it, and you will not bow down to him virtually, you know, by him making you angry on screen, especially, you know, um, and it is basically a war, but it's a war with peace in the end, you know. It's not going to be like Israel and Palestine, no, and it's not going to go on for like decades, no. This is a 5-year war, maybe, and we're in the first 2 years of it, you know. And I take it on. Peace and Party takes it on. I take anybody on who tries to come into a community to destroy things, you know. I'd never come into a community to try and destroy things, ever, never. That's not me. So going on to Jess now. You're using my page as a blog, and that's fine. Um, and I appreciate your last 3 comments that you've left, because you realise that, you know, I don't mind discussing stuff, but there's a certain way of discussing it. So I appreciate you getting that, you know. So I'm totally on for discussing things with XXYs. I realise that talking with XXYs is extremely difficult. You know, just so, most of us are so all over the place, you know, that you can't trust the mood of somebody, you know. And what I try and do on an instant chat with the XXYs is asking them to tell me how they're feeling whenever they change their mood, in a sentence or whatever, in a few minutes. If they've changed their mood, I want to know their mood. So I always write down my mood, how I'm feeling. If I'm feeling angry, if I'm feeling down, if I'm feeling sensitive, blah blah, I write that down, because nobody can get that from instant chat text, do you know. Now, so really, YouTube is a tool for me to try and get through, you know, in another way. I do get through, I think, in a better way offline. But it's still important to do these ones. So to do it this way, you know, like online and through video and whatever, you know. So I wish everybody the best of luck, honestly do. I'm not leaving completely, but I'm not going to be doing 5 videos a day for a week, probably ever again. You never know. Maybe when the winter comes, probably, huh? Maybe I could do that sort of stuff in the winter. So maybe look forward to the winter. But for now, the sun is out. I know it's going to rain this weekend. It's going to wane. These are weekend. Yeah, and I'm playing this weekend, and I'm playing next weekend, and I played last weekend, and I played yesterday on the street, as I said. You know, so I'm playing and I'm doing things, and I'm getting better and better and better and better in the head, and I can handle everything that's thrown at me. I mean, talk about obstacles being thrown at me. So you should have got enough information in this video, people. Hope you enjoyed it, really, and I hope it uploaded the whole thing. Ciao.